I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star, and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out, and I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable.
Ryan Reynolds, the sarcastic, quick-witted, internet-beloved A-lister who seems to have Hollywood and the public wrapped around his finger. For years, he's been praised as one of the funniest and most charming actors in the industry. He's built a brand as the nice guy of Hollywood, someone who can do no wrong. But what if that's just a facade? Lately, the cracks in Ryan Reynolds' image are beginning to show, and those who have worked with him are finally speaking out. From on-set feuds and allegations of controlling behavior to an explosive Hollywood lawsuit that could change everything, the warning signs have been there all along. But we just weren't paying attention. Until now. What is really happening behind the scenes? Is Ryan Reynolds actually the industry's golden boy, or has he been carefully crafting an image while pulling the strings in the background? Today, we're diving deep into the controversies, the lawsuits, and the celebrities who tried to warn us about Ryan Reynolds. For years, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have been Hollywood's picture-perfect power couple. They're known for their playful online banter, their seemingly unbreakable marriage, and their ability to avoid the scandals that plague other celebrity relationships.
No, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively went to the SNL 50th anniversary show last night, and he did a whole bit where he said, I have a question in the audience. Okay, he wasn't even called on by the host. He was like, I have a question. So it was like a planned bit, right? And he stood up and everything. And the host was like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, how are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm great. What have you heard? And it was that was whatever. And Blake's face, which we'll get to in a second, made me even question if she was in on it. I'm assuming she was, because that's her husband. I'm assuming that he had that conversation, but her face was so, not good. I don't know. But what's weird to me about all of this is this whole circus has not even been resolved yet, okay? It has not even went to court. It hasn't been settled. This is very much ongoing. And let's not forget that this whole lawsuit started from Blake saying she was harassed by Justin Baldoni. So this all started by a harassment lawsuit. I don't know. It's just if me and my spouse were going through a very, very messy lawsuit where my spouse was harassed, I just wouldn't be making it an even bigger spectacle than it already was.
But all of that changed when Blake Lively got involved in a lawsuit that would expose more than anyone expected. It all started with the movie It Ends With Us, an adaptation of the best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover. Blake Lively was cast as the lead, and Justin Baldoni not only co-starred, but also directed the film. On the surface, it seemed like just another big-budget Hollywood project. But behind the scenes, something far darker was unfolding. According to reports, tensions between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni escalated while working on set. Rumors swirled that Blake was unhappy with the direction of the film and that she and Ryan Reynolds wanted more control over the project. But things took a shocking turn when Blake accused Baldoni of harassment and filed a lawsuit against him, claiming that he had made her uncomfortable on set and manipulated the production to suit his own interests. At first, the public rallied behind Blake, believing this to be another case of a powerful man in Hollywood overstepping boundaries. But then, Baldoni fought back, and that's when everything changed. In a bold move, Justin Baldoni not only denied the allegations, but countersued Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and even the New York Times, claiming that they had conspired to ruin his reputation in order to take control of the film. He released hundreds of pages of text messages, behind-the-scenes footage, and emails that painted a very different story, one where Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were allegedly orchestrating a power grab. In one particularly damning piece of footage, Blake can be seen directing Baldoni on how to shoot a scene, standing extremely close to him and laughing. The very moment she later claimed was uncomfortable and harassment was caught on camera, showing what appeared to be a completely normal, professional interaction. Suddenly, people started questioning everything. And Ryan Reynolds? He wasn't just a bystander. According to Baldoni's lawsuit, Ryan played a critical role in getting him blacklisted from Hollywood, using his influence to have him removed from talent agencies and major projects. If true, this means Ryan Reynolds isn't just the charming actor we see in interviews, he's someone with real power. Power he allegedly isn't afraid to use to get what he wants. While the public is only now beginning to question Ryan Reynolds, those in the industry have been warning us for years. Multiple celebrities have hinted, some subtly, some openly, that working with Ryan isn't as easy or fun as his persona suggests. Rebecca Ferguson, who starred alongside Ryan Reynolds in the sci-fi thriller Life, once shared a chilling story about working with a Hollywood A-lister who was insecure, angry, and controlling on set. She refused to name names, but fans quickly connected the dots. During press events, Ferguson avoided Reynolds, often opting to promote the film alone. She even mentioned in interviews that after speaking out, she received phone calls from Hollywood insiders warning her to stay quiet. Was she talking about Ryan? And if so, why was he so protected? TJ Miller, who played Weasel in Deadpool, openly admitted that he refused to return for Deadpool 3, not because of scheduling conflicts, but because of Ryan Reynolds himself. According to Miller, Ryan humiliated him on set, making cutting remarks that weren't part of the script. He described Ryan's attitude as weirdly condescending, saying it felt like Ryan was mocking him in front of the crew. Miller was so uncomfortable that he walked away from a multi-million-dollar paycheck rather than work with him again. Ryan's ex-wife, Scarlett Johansson, has also made subtle but pointed comments about their time together. She has spoken out about toxic relationships, saying she doesn't tolerate passive-aggressive jealousy and dislikes people who feel threatened by their partner's success. While she never directly named Ryan, the timeline suggests she was talking about their marriage. This lines up with other reports that Ryan struggles with insecurity, especially when he feels overshadowed. Even acclaimed filmmaker Quentin Tarantino has had something to say about Ryan Reynolds, although not in the way you might expect. Tarantino once commented that he had never seen a Ryan Reynolds movie, despite the actor being one of the highest-paid stars in Hollywood. He dismissed Ryan's entire filmography as forgettable, implying that his movies lack depth or artistic merit. It's a harsh critique from one of Hollywood's most respected directors. So what does all of this mean? Until now, Ryan Reynolds has been viewed as an untouchable figure in Hollywood, someone universally loved, praised, and protected by the industry. But in the wake of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuit, people are finally taking a step back and asking, who is Ryan Reynolds really? For years, negative stories about him were buried under his comedic persona. But with so many co-stars, directors, and insiders finally speaking up, the truth is becoming impossible to ignore. Hollywood is a world built on power and influence, and if Justin Baldoni's lawsuit proves anything, it's that Ryan Reynolds wields more of both than we ever realized. What happens next could change everything. Will Ryan Reynolds manage to protect his career and his image, or are we witnessing the fall of yet another Hollywood giant? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, this is a side of Ryan Reynolds that Hollywood never wanted us to see. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.